The necklace multiplied. One day, a jeweler from a distant land visited the court of Raja Madhav of Sundarpur. Among the ware the jeweler offered to sell was a diamond necklace of great beauty. The Raja bought it, paying a high price, and presented it to the elder of his two Ranis. The news of the costly diamond necklace spread all over Sundarpur. As time passed, exaggerated stories about its beauty and virtue spread even to the neighboring kingdoms. Raja Madhav's minister Trinath had a daughter who was dumb. However sincerely the minister tried, he could not find a bridegroom for the girl. While he was much worried about it, the minister of the neighboring kingdom met him and said, I am willing to marry my son to your daughter, but on condition that you will secretly pass on to me the legendary diamond necklace of the elder Rani. Trinath, who had been delighted to hear the first part of the gentleman's statement, was shocked when the proposal was complete. How on earth can I get the necklace for you? First, even if I sell all my property, I cannot collect enough money to pay the price of the necklace. Secondly, why should the Rani and the Raja care to part with their prized possession? Said Trinath. I cannot answer your questions. If you give me the necklace, your daughter's marriage becomes an accomplished fact. If not, forget all about it. I give you a month to decide, said the minister of the neighboring kingdom and departed. At night, Trinath reported the matter to his wife and said, I can never steal the necklace even if my daughter were to remain a spinster all her life. Raja Madhav, wandering in disguise, overheard the talk. He entered his minister's house and greeted him. The surprised minister asked him, Who are you? What is your business with me? To tell the truth, I am a burglar, but I feel like coming to your rescue after I have heard your problem. Well, I too am the father of a girl, and I know the agony of parents when they fail to find a suitable match for their daughter. I will somehow steal the necklace and present it to you, said the Raja. Thanks, but I cannot do that. I cannot betray my king, answered the minister. It is I who will steal, not you. So far as you are concerned, you will simply accept a gift from a well wisher, said the Raja. The minister's wife pleaded with her husband. Let us agree to his proposal. After the marriage is over, we will meet the king and confess to our part of the guilt. We will calmly accept whatever punishment he would award. But let our daughter be married now. Trinath kept quiet. The Raja called an expert jeweler the next day and ordered him to make a necklace with inferior stones in imitation of the famous necklace. The jeweler, with all his materials and equipments, went on working continuously for a few days in a secret chamber of the palace. When his work was complete, the king, putting on his disguise, carried the false necklace to his minister Trinath. Trinath's daughter was duly married. A few weeks later, the elder queen showed her necklace to the Raja and complained, I am afraid it has begun losing its luster. The Raja was taken aback. Did he by mistake present the real diamond necklace to Trinath instead of the false one? The same night, Raja did a daring thing. He led some of his most trusted soldiers, all disguised as bandits, to the neighboring kingdom and raided the house of the minister whose son had married Trinath's daughter. The loot they brought included the diamond necklace. Next day, Trinath came running to the Raja and stammered out, My lord, last night my son in law's house was plundered by a gang of dacoits. Among the things lost is the elder Rani's diamond necklace. How could the Rani's diamond necklace go to your son in law's house? Asked the Raja, pretending surprise. The minister wept and narrated all that had passed on among himself, the burglar, and his wife. The Raja asked him not to worry. But at night, when the Raja examined the necklace which was in the loot, his astonishment was great. This necklace too proved to be false one. As soon as it was morning, the Raja's guards surrounded the jeweler's house. The panicky jeweler was soon produced before the Raja. You know well why you are arrested. No use pretending innocence. You gave me two false necklaces and kept the original one for yourself. Tell me, what have you done with it? Thundered the Raja. My lord, the original one is not with me. It is safe in the palace itself, said the jeweler in tears. Then he explained what had at first appeared like a riddle to the king. While he was busy making the false necklace, the younger Rani's chief maid met him secretly and gave him a lot of money. Hence, he made two false necklaces instead of one and passed on the real one to the younger Rani. The Raja detained the jeweler in the chamber and rushed to the younger Rani's apartment. The younger Rani, as though expected him, in tears she said, I know what is going on. Here is the true necklace. I had a great desire to possess it. I was jealous of elder Rani to whom it belonged. As a wise Raja, you should have known that I too would naturally desire to have what you give to the other Rani. The Raja realized that the basic fault was his. He restored the original necklace to the elder Rani, but lost no time in buying an equally costly and beautiful necklace for the younger one.